What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and it is now almost the middle of September. That of course means that there is a ban list coming up. This one is a little different to normal. As you've already heard, I am being joined by people on this ban list special. So I am joined by Jake and Lachlan from Cowboy for Game.
Hello, we are from Cowboy for Game. We upload every day.
Every day. This video isn't definitely just pressure to make them upload. And we are, of course, also joined by Loza from Loza.
That's me!
This man uploads like sometimes twice a day. Legitimately.
Uploads very good Dark Magician content. Go and watch it in the description down below.
Yeah. The first video of the day is generally a Dark Magician thing, and then the second one's response to the comments saying why people are wrong.
Not wrong.
It's a good schedule.
So, as a part of today's video, we're essentially just going to be going through my predictions for what's going to be happening on the next ban list. Then the guys will give their feedback as to what I think and the decisions that I've made. And then, of course, do go and check out their channels. They might do some ban list stuff over there. I definitely didn't tell Loza I was going to plug that beforehand to pressure him into doing that kind of content. But starting us off, we are going to go with a predicted, I guess, no sooner than date for the next ban list. I'm just going to think it's going to say the 1st of January. I think that's pretty clear. They seem to be in, like, the flow
1st of January? Oh, wait, never mind.
For the next list.
I'm going to say 11th of February.
I legitimately thought you meant, like, the ban list that we're waiting on
no.
wouldn't happen until next year. I was like, no!
I think the effective date of this ban list will be, like, just the 4th. I think they're getting on top of it at the moment and trying to make it more scheduled, so I think it'll drop pretty quickly. We might get the list, like, beforehand. It'll probably drop, like, midway through the prior week. But I think the effective date will be the 4th. So, first off, we go to my banned cards. First banned card, there will be 2. It is Dragoon.
Oh.
What is everyone's thoughts? So,
I think it's the best... Oh, we'll let Loza speak.
yes, Loza has the most weight on this.
I think it's time for Dragoon to go.
As the man whose all of his decks are Dragoon Turbo.
Yes. I agree that it is unhealthy.
This will force creativity.
Kind of. We're just going to turbo the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight now. But yeah. Let's call it that.
Ultimately, my opinion behind this is that Dragoon is just kind of becoming it's really the one overly oppressive thing in the format that can be, like, dealt with, given that I think the most oppressive thing in the format is Zeus. I don't think there's questioning that, but given that Zeus has a reprint that is effectively releasing the same day as when this ban list is supposed to be releasing, I don't see Zeus getting hit. It is going to come up in a discussion a bit later on, so we'll get to that when we get to that, but I'm going with Dragoon banned because of that reason specifically. It's the most oppressive thing in the format that can directly be hit.
Yeah, I think it's the best hit out of that package too. It doesn't rob some scrubby Red Eyes player of his fusion, and it doesn't rob some scrubby Predaplant player of their good link.
Also, my thoughts behind not banning the Predaplant link is the fact that the new stuff in Burst of Destiny that revolves around the hero-related engine, Verte will help sell that. So that's why I haven't banned Verte.
Yep, valid. Yeah, and, like, people used to complain about the fact that, like, oh, you just play your deck and then you go 2 cards into Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Mermaid and summon Orcus things. This is way worse than that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's also going to push the sales for the new Dragoon, the elemental one.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
OCG has already banned it. They banned it a while ago.
Wait, really?
The Dragoon.
Oh, yeah.
They've banned
Dragoon,
Dragoon, like...
But now they're just playing the better one. Well, it's better to play. It's not better to have on field, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So, next off, we have the next card that's getting banned. The card that ends up on every end board from Tri Brigade for literally no reason. It's Imperial Order.
Yeah, get it out. Get it out.
It's gotta go.
I hate it.
The card that every single player who plays it just somehow magically happens to see. That is the card that needs to go.
Josh,
If I could see one-ofs in my deck as much as Tri-Brigade players see Imperial Order, I would never lose a game.
Yeah.
The
They just seem to have it every single time.
Every game! And, like, sometimes not even when they draw. Like, they've cycled through 10 cards of their deck and searched it, but they've not searched Imperial Order. But they have it. They just have it. I fucking hate it.
So the thing I always find weird about Imperial Order is the fact that we have Royal Decree, and Royal Decree sees no play to negate all trap cards, and it's like,
That's because we've got so much spell and trap removal though already.
yeah, I guess, and like given that it's all spell based, like stuff like Skill Drain, which is monster negation, can be added by spell and trap, like spell based trap removal, whereas Imperial Order can't unless it's directly chained.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that I really hate about it, is the way that it's worded. Like, the skill drain, if your monsters leave the board to resolve their effect, then they can resolve. But Imperial Order is just like, no, hard open the counter, otherwise you're screwed.
Yeah.
Look, if they make Imperm into an archetype, Royal Decree will get banned.
Okay, sure. But we move now. We're going to the limited list, so those are the only 2 cards I have getting banned. First card on my limited list is Zeus. So we've already discussed it when we discussed the stuff based on Dragoon, is that Zeus is probably the most oppressive card in the format, but the fact that it has an impending reprint, I don't see it getting banned, I just see it getting limited.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's
agree
a
with
natural progression of the card. You go to 1, and then if it's still as broken as it is now, it gets banned a bit later on.
Yeah, I definitely see the card getting banned at some point in its life. It's not something that's healthy for the game to sit around long term.
No, you can't print good XYZs while it's out.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, like, I feel like players versing Zeus will feel so much better about outing that one Zeus.
Yeah.
Or even if it goes to 2, for example. Like, once you get past those 2 Zeuses, you're like, okay, I can play. I mean, even doing that can be a struggle, but, you know.
Yeah.
Like, something we saw come up when we were running, doing dual commentary for this week's videos that go up on the channel. We saw a 5 material Zeus for the sole purpose that if the Zeus survives, you can put a second Zeus over the top and that Zeus is live.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest thing in the world.
No.
Yeah, no, get rid of it.
So next off after that, we have our next limited card. So I'm limiting 5 cards. Some of them a bit more logical than others. Card number 2 is Winder. So
Lachlan?
Well, I think this is a... Look, man, you're kidding yourself, right? Winder doesn't need to be hit.
I personally think that Schism is the problem card, but again, Schism is up for reprint. All of the cards that are problem cards in the current format are just sitting in the Megatins, and that Megatin's been pushed back and back and back to the point where it's releasing at the same time as this ban list. We're not going to see
a Dragoon
as...
reprint?
Yeah, we don't even get that.
No, because it came out in the last tins, right? Tins don't reprint tins, right?
Please do, so
Technically, it's a
it stays.
promo. However, we did see, like, for example, back in the day with Zoo. So Zoo got reprinted in the Megatins, and we had a month. Then it got hit on the ban list. I don't see... Well, given that it's now been pushed back and it's the same day, the ban list has to change and warp around that. So,
Yeah.
Winder going to 1 as opposed to Schism getting banned. Realistically, it doesn't do that much going to 1, sadly. Like, the card needs to probably be banned, but that would completely cripple, like, just pure, like,
Yeah,
Shadows,
it's still... Yeah, so Invoked Dogma can still do its engine thing of just summoning the 1 Winder, but it just means that pure Shadow decks can't every turn summon a Winder.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Zeus. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Except instead of sending your board, it's no special summons, or 1. You get 1. Yeah.
Definitely,
But it's always chained to a special summon, so...
Yeah, it's
like,
always
yeah.
chained. The Schism is the problem. We can all acknowledge that Schism is the problem, but we need something to be
Can we?
dealt with here. Look, it's the way it's probably the least likely thing on this list to get touched at all, given that it's not necessarily directly the problem.
Yeah, it is a trap card, which you can kind of give it leniency to be good then, but like, Jesus, that's fucking good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Especially with Meltdown running around.
Also, just
yeah.
Send is a problem. Like,
Yeah, the send's
Send,
really good.
send, it
Dragoon.
counts Dragoon. Yeah, like, if Meltdown's up, you cannot
You can't do
do
anything.
anything about the Schism with Dragoon. It's so bad. But
Chain
once again, I'm
MSD.
talking about a problem card for
Yeah,
another problem.
imagine summoning the most impressive card that we think should be banned, and it's out by the card that we'd like, it can stay for a little while.
Yeah.
But I play it in the shit deck it's intended for.
So we move to the next card that's going on this ban list. It is another limit, of course, and it is tanky to 1.
Oh.
So
When
Yeah.
Senju's crying.
look, now those ultis are going to get
Biggest hit.
cheaper. You can afford one ulti
Oh
for your
yeah.
Senjus.
And then they'll go back up like they did in the OCG. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to drive down values here.
You know what? I'm with you.
See,
one.
we're all on board. We're all on board. But essentially, it's going to 1 in my opinion because it's just a consistency hit to Tri Brigade, a deck. Again, key subject of this video, getting reprinted in the Megatins. So it's not something you're going to see get absolutely destroyed. Like, it's just not a good thing in Konami's mind. Although, lately, with the business decisions they've been making, they could very well just ban half of the Megatin and then release it, and shop owners just kind of get stuck with the product.
Yeah, they've
Like,
already
you're
sold
gonna
the product.
buy it anyway.
Yeah.
You don't buy it off Konami. The store does. They've
Yes.
already bought it.
They've already bought it. Konami's made their money. So this all very well could be wrong, but that would be a huge middle finger to a lot of people. So I don't see it happening that way. So I think the indirect hit of Tenki to 1 is the way this is going to go.
Hell yeah.
Next off, for next card 2 limited, not something that's overly prevalent in the format, but it is something that's super oppressive. I'm sure you probably know where I'm going with this as I start this, but it's Mystic Mine. So, Mystic Mine to 1, it is just a generally oppressive card that needs to be dealt with at some point. We've avoided it for, I wouldn't say long enough, like, it could definitely go around for another format, but it's just something that needs to go. It's not super healthy for the game. It's fine at 1. We have other, like, dominant floodgates that sit at 1 and it's okay. It can be responded to as spell trap cards, but it just takes away the fact that Mystic Mine on its own can be a deck, and instead it's just a one-off field spell that you can tech in for when you're in trouble.
Yeah. Look, fair enough. If it goes to 1, that's fair enough. I will add that it just kind of doesn't do anything, really.
I feel like it's very
competitive-wise.
much fallen out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even consider it in the side most of the time anymore. I don't know. It feels so shit now. Like, I do think it was a massive problem on release, and even after that. But I don't know. It's really a weird card now.
I'm simply on the fence of, like, it going
I'd
to
be fine
1
if it went, though.
takes away the deck being a pure deck you can look at playing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get that. I would be fine with that. Same with Zeus. Zeus to 1 and Mine to 1, it's like, yeah, sure.
Okay, next off, this is the last card going for limited. It's a bit left field, and it may not necessarily need to happen. However, given that this deck won a YCS, you'll now know where we're going. I'm going with Prankid's Meow Meow to 1.
Oh,
I think that is... I think it's good.
I've seen a few people say this as well with their predictions, and it's valid because it just means that like you can set up your board, play through whatever your opponent has, and then do the same thing again next turn. Like, it's completely valid.
It's definitely the sort of... I personally think the deck is the kind of deck that you can't lightly hit. Without Meow Meow is the only way you can lightly hit the deck. Every other card that you hit murders the deck. Whereas
Yeah,
Meow Meow to
that's the
1,
problem.
you can do your standard combo on turn 1 of just normal summon a Prankid's monster and then get through your combo. However, it being at 1 stops you from them next turn just being able to just normal summon one Prankid's monster and do the whole combo again. You just need to manage your resources slightly better, and you end on the same boards regardless. It's just that one monster doesn't start all again for you on the following turns.
Do you think place could maybe go to 1?
Like, it's a thing that could happen, but realistically it just boosts, it like lowers the consistency only slightly. Like, you'd be looking at 12 instead
it would
of 15.
also just like help with like maybe not always having the sort of not that it always has it anyway, but like it would help with there being a bit more chance of interruption happening
Yeah.
off the summon, especially with the token thing coming out.
Ah, yes, the token deck that it'll play around with Prankids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely something to consider.
Yeah.
As now we move into our semi-limits, I only have the one semi-limit. For some reason I thought I had 2, but I think I may have gotten rid of the second one for some reason. The one semi-limit that I've got is a Hero
Servant of
Lives.
Endymion.
No,
Oh.
it's a Hero Lives going to 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
It
That
can.
should
It could go to
come back.
3 and do nothing.
Yeah,
bring it back.
It went to 1, I believe, because it was a full hand loop by itself at
Yep.
one point
Gumblar?
when we
Oh.
had Gumblar.
Yeah.
That was the reason it went to 1, so I don't think it still needs to be there, realistically.
No.
It can go to 2,
Ning-
maybe even 3. Paying half your life to get ashed.
In Konami's mind too, it could be like, oh, but this is supporting the vision or the evil hero we have coming out.
That is my logic
Like
as well.
anyone's going to use it in a pure deck.
Yeah, no, you're right. They probably will think
Yeah.
that and leave it.
my logic is that it'll go up just to support that upcoming support. So
I'd hope so.
yeah, pretty clear cut. But now we go into our threes. The card I've said going to 3 every Banlist prediction for probably about a year now. Well, I don't think we've had the errata. No, we've had the errata for about a year. It's Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Why is this card
what's with
still
that?
at 1? It's
I don't
had
know
its
why it's at
errata.
1.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
put it to 3. Put it to 3.
Like, it doesn't matter either way. People are only going to be playing one, but
Most lists aren't even playing it. I swear.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what they're doing.
It's like they're just sitting there like, no, this is at 3. It's a problem. Because we fixed the problem. It can still be a problem.
You know, it's limited in the OCG too.
No, it's back to 3
Really?
OCG, I believe. After the errata, it
yeah, I'm pretty
immediately
confident it's
went
back
to
in
3.
3.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, same with Firewall, I think.
Firewall went to 1
Probably
over
go to
there,
1.
then to 3, because Lachlan definitely kicked up a stink about that going to 3 immediately here. He was like, we didn't even wait to see if there was a problem.
Yeah, that was the thing.
I mean,
It's
there
like-
wasn't, so it's fine.
We dodged it. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we good.
But last card coming up on the ban list for me, it's another card coming off the list to 3, clearly. It's Double Iris Magician.
Yeah, it's about time.
Like,
Because 2
yeah,
got him.
Yeah.
2 did nothing. Just put it to 3. There's no difference. There's no difference at
Yeah,
all.
100%. 100%.
I think it's just better if I don't talk about pendulums.
You may realize Electromite did not go to 1 on my list. If it didn't go to 1 on the last
No.
list, it's never coming to 1. It had its one opportunity. It didn't move.
Servant
it stays.
also isn't moving for some reason, but
Yeah,
we move.
Servant's fun. But that will wrap us up for our ban list video. Of course, if you do want to see the predictions of the other guys, their channels are in the description down below as always. So do head over and check that out. I'm definitely pressuring them into making this content. It's ban list season. This is free content.
It's free content season. Let's go.
Absolutely just free content. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you to the guys for joining me. And as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG. And have a good afternoon, everybody.